When I think about a recipe to share, there are many that come to mind from simple cajetas and tortillas to more complicated dishes like Costa Rican tamales or casados. There are many recipes I could share, bearing in mind to include aspects of myself and my community, but the one that strikes out more to me as the right fit for this activity is by far Gallo Pinto. Now, Gallo Pinto is a traditional Central American dish, but more so in Costa Rica and Nicaragua. It consists of rice and beans mixed together alongside pepper, onions, culantro, and most of the times salsa Lizano, which is basically our adaptation of the English sauce. Gallo pinto is traditionally a breakfast meal, but it can be eaten at any time of the day. For example, when it comes to the Caribbean dish, rice and beans, which is pretty similar, only prepared with coconut milk and habanero pepper. This one's actually a lunch or dinner meal. Personally, I have gallo pinto for breakfast every day, and it is a very common dish for many families as well. This is why when we think about the Costa Rican national identity, viewed through the culinary lenses, gallo pinto may be the first meal to pop up on our minds. And I don't have just one story to share around gallo pinto because it's essentially a part of my daily life. It accompanies me every morning, and no shared breakfast is complete without it. Now, the ingredients themselves are very accessible and cheap, which is one of the reasons for its popularity. But looking back on how they got here, we get a glimpse of the socio-historical journey that makes up our culture. For instance, beans originated in America, but the rice came from Asia and was brought here by Spain and brought to Spain by the Arabs. That makes the dish like gallo pinto and all of the Latin American dishes that contain rice and beans, which are basically staples in Latin households, a result of the conquest of America and in itself a reflection of our mixed nature after all of the different cultures that were brought together into our historic line from the period of colonization. This can be seen especially we take into consideration the different types of beans that you can use to make gallo pinto and the different colors of rice that result from this combination. Now, gallo pinto tells the story of my ancestors, my family, my country, and sections of my identity. And that is why I was reminded of a poem that I once stumbled upon, which was written by Victor Hernandez Cruz, and it's called Red Beans. The poem uses the contrast and combination of red beans and white rice as a means to create an image of the abstraction that is the Latin American identity. A beautiful part of the poem reads, "There is lava flow through the smoking white mounts. India red spills on ivory, ochre cannonballs falling next to blank pebbles." This part just illustrates the complexity of Latin American history and the violence that came from the colonization period and just this mixture of cultures that we now have. To wrap this up, I wanted to say that even if the recipe itself is very straightforward, the journey behind the ingredients, the complexity of human identity, the laughters and the conversations that we've shared through this meal are only revealed once we take the time to uncover our history and what makes us who we are. Thank you.